Sci-fi! Yeah! Come on. All right.
Sci what?
Sci-fucking-fi.
This is Zach from Whitechapel, and I'm blowing it up on Capital Chaos.
This is Amb Pirate with Capital Chaos, and here with me I have Zach from Whitechapel. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me. How are you doing tonight?
Great, enjoying the Sacramento weather. Nice and pleasant today, so.
I haven't been inside yet. What's it looking like?
You know, honestly, I haven't been inside since sound check, so I did some running around today, so I hadn't got to go check it out. But when I was backstage earlier, I definitely heard a huge crowd in there screaming, so it looks good so far. Sounding good anyway, so.
Do you enjoy playing in Sacramento?
Always. It's, you know, it's where our manager comes out and hangs out, so it's just, you know, always a bunch of friends come and hang out. It's a good time.
That's good. That's good. So what's it like being on Metal Blade Records?
I mean, at first, you know, when we got the offer from Metal Blade, we freaked out about it because every one of us liked bands that were on Metal Blade that were legends to us. So, and now it's just kind of family. You know, we know them all so well, and they take good care of us. So I couldn't complain one bit about it. You know.
That's awesome. So you have the musical freedom and are able to kind of do what you want, expressive-wise.
Oh yeah, I mean they know what they're going to get when we put out a new album, and you know, of course, we always get their consent, but I mean, you know, I think they expect that, you know, we're going to do something different every time, but it's still going to be in the vein of Whitechapel. So I mean, the only thing they ever really give their 2 cents about is how the mix sounds and everything. You know, the song structure and everything and how we do it, they pretty much leave to us. So
that's really awesome. So where were you at when you guys reached that position you did on the Billboard? What was your reaction?
Actually, I don't remember where we were at exactly, but I think we were at home actually. But
did you get a call or?
Actually, our manager, he texted everyone and just you know, I never get a call. But when he told me, I thought he was BSing me at first. But I was like, we were a metal band. I never thought that would happen. But I mean, it was a pleasant surprise. I never expected it. You know, I'm always thankful for it anyway. Thankful for anything that I get. You know, as far as what I'm doing gets somewhere I'm thankful for. So
yeah, it's definitely an accomplishment considering you guys are metal. Did you party afterwards and celebrate?
We're not. We party, but we don't. You know, we're just more pleased with ourselves than anything. As far as that, we don't. You know, blow up about it. But I mean, we definitely went out to dinner and everything, but it wasn't anything spectacular. We're pretty laid back, so.
That's cool. Is it because you guys are a little bit older?
I'm the oldest one. I'm 27 being the oldest. I get maybe.
That's not old, dude.
Not old yet, but I'm
oldest.
The oldest, yes. I mean, but we've had our fun. I think we just chill a lot and we don't party as much. We have our nights, obviously, but I mean, it's one of those things where the harder you party, your body just doesn't recover as fast the next day as if you do it a lot.
Yeah.
So I'd rather be able to function the next day at the time. So
the older you get, the harder the hangovers are. Let me tell you.
That's what I hear. So.
So I know what the meaning is behind your name. Do you want to go ahead and explain a little bit about it? Because it piques my interest with the whole serial killer aspect of it.
Well, the first album, you know, obviously was lyrically somatic defilement, which means, you know, of the body, like defilement of the body, and obviously the lyrics were definitely gruesome and gross, and it was really about the you know, doing things to the eyes of Jack the Ripper, which is obviously the name Whitechapel comes from the district in London where he did a lot of his shenanigans. So I wouldn't call them shenanigans, I guess, but where he did a lot of his killings, and that was where the theme of the name and where the theme of the first album came from. So that's, you know, the name just is pretty solid anyway. It has a, you know, it's easy to remember, and it has a solid meaning as far as, you know, oh, well, that doesn't mean something too spacey or too far out there. Yeah. So, you know, it just looks like the term Slipknot. What else can that possibly mean when you use it in that, you know, use it in that vein or in that manner? So that's true. Yeah.
Do you have any interest in any other serial killers?
As far as, I mean, I've watched documentaries and everything. Ted Bundy was pretty messed up, and was it Ed Gein? Was he the one that was like the old farmer guy? That I watched that one. I actually watched that movie, and that one was pretty messed up too. He just was an old guy that ended up going crazy, and that was kind of.
I think the one that screwed me up the most was Jeffrey Dahmer, and I felt like I couldn't go to my fridge for weeks because it was just I didn't want to eat meat.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's pretty rough, but. Bundy was the one with the college girls and everything. Yeah, that was a very, very gruesome movie. Like you know, I don't freak out about serial killers and all that stuff. I like horror movies, but I you know, pretty peaceful guy, and I watch it more just of, you know, as far as the historical fact, I guess, and just, you know, just to gain interest as far as what really happened, and it's more of a history lesson than anything, but it's not something I go to my way to just watch all the time. Obviously,
yeah. No, I enjoy documentaries on Netflix too. So you guys are doing Mayhem Festival this year. What else can we expect from you?
As far as other tours or
shows, plans, anything?
We do the rest of this tour, which is about 10 more days, and then we're home for a while, and we do South America with Architects and Devil Wears Prada, and then that's like I think 10 days, and then we're back and pretty much straight into the second half of this tour, which is about 2 weeks, and then we're home until Mayhem. So, and then after Mayhem, we don't have anything lined up yet, but I mean, that's the new album drops in June, so that's really all it's lined up for right now until about fall.
Yeah.
So.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the new album. Who are you guys working with on this?
We're doing Audio Hammer again, but it's not Jason Sukoff. It's Mark Lewis. He's doing the production and everything, and we flew down there to do drums for about 10 days, and once we get done doing drums, we flew back, and then Mark drove up with some of his gear, and we recorded the rest of the album at Alex's house.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So can you give us a hint on any of the material-wise, or are we looking at similar Whitechapel stuff?
I feel like, everybody always says, do stuff more like the Somatic Defilement or Exile, but, every album we always try to do it differently and try to change, and the thing is, yeah, it's probably has little like some faster stuff than New Era, but it's definitely got some slower stuff too, and it's groovier and more hooks and catches. It's easier. It's not as spastic death metal. It still has death metal aspects, but for sure. But if you're a Somatic Defilement fan, you're gonna like it, but you're not gonna sit. If you're expecting Somatic Defilement, you're not gonna get it. It's still gonna be heavy. It's Whitechapel. It's gonna be angry. It's very pissed off. So I mean, I don't know what else to say. But it's us trying to do it in our own way, as opposed to trying to living up what people's expectations are of us. So I mean,
I think that's what music is.
We don't want to alienate our fans by any means. It's just we want them to sit there and go, okay, well, this band does this one thing and they do it differently every time. So it's, I guess, either like it or hate it, and even so, when you do it differently the next time, you might gain more fans. So that's just the idea, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, people are either going to love it or hate it, but your fans are always going to stick by you because that's what they do. Where do you guys get your lyrical content? Who writes the stuff, or is it all of you guys?
Well, music obviously is all of us, and then lyrically, I know Phil likes to take it on his own. He obviously runs it by us, and he runs by the vocal patterns that he's going to do for certain songs, and lyrically, he's kind of transformed every time. The first two albums were concepts, and the third one, not so much. Every song had its own vibe, and that's kind of what we did with this one too. It just seems easier. It's not as monotonous. Every song has its own thing, and with Phil now, the lyrically, with all the lyrics coming from him, he's doing more. We're really picky and kind of disgusted with how a lot of the people in the world are, as far as just crappy people, and I think that fuels a lot of his rage for his lyrics. Like it's just either. Can I cuss? Is that
Dude,
oh,
totally.
Okay.
This is
I've been like
PG. Uncensored. No, fuck no.
Okay, well,
spill your guts.
With this album, I think Phil's just like straight up is just like, I'm sick of you. Either get with the program or get the fuck out of the way. That's literally that's the impression I get from it. And he's like us. We see a lot of the world, and we're sick of a lot of the demented, stupid shit that happens in the world. And it's not that we're any better than anyone. It's just we see it, and we get to see a lot of it, and it drives us insane. It's just, and there's nothing we can do about it. And this, why not just, Phil? I think Phil feels that in his lyrics. So, and it comes across, and I think he's just going to be a very angry, pissed off album as far as lyrics go. So
well, I can imagine there's going to be a lot of people that can relate to that, because I see a lot of stuff going on in the world, and I literally say to myself, what the fuck? So let's talk about government. Do you follow politics? Are you into that stuff?
Here and there. I know who I would, if I don't vote. Half the time I don't want to vote. If I did, it would be, I guess, third party. But
yeah.
I know who I would vote for this time, and I'm not at liberty to say. So it's one of those things. But
that's fine.
Well, Phil from All That Remains, like, honestly, he kind of keeps me up to date on a lot of that stuff, because I follow his Twitter, and he always posts stuff about it, and as far as what's going on. And then I have a friend back home that posts a lot of stuff on Facebook, links and everything about it, and I go, it's a lot of time to kill, so I go and read a lot about it too, and it keeps me up to date, but I'm not happy with a lot of it, let's put it that way. So
me too. What do you feel about legalization of marijuana?
I understand both sides of the argument, and I'd rather have somebody, coming the way, easy dumb way to look at it, I'd rather have somebody driving at me that's a little high than as opposed to drunk off their ass, or even if you're a lot high, you might just go really slow. But obviously the two together is even worse. So I mean, it's kind of a lose-lose situation. And then like with the legalization, I think the only reason that there's problems with it is that they can't tax it. I guess legally they can't tax it, and I could see that being a problem for the government. I understand that, but it's one of those things that doesn't affect me in the sense that if it was legalized in my hometown, I don't know how it would affect me until it actually happened. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't, the first, week it was legalized, I wouldn't lose sleep over it because, I mean, I understand the reasons for it. I understand if it really does help people that have illnesses, like chronic illnesses. I mean, it's just another form of medicine, I'd assume anyway. I don't smoke. I mean, I've smoked before, but I'm not an avid pot smoker. And I just, it's, for me, it's like, it's if there's anything you're going to do, I'd rather somebody do that natural drug than doing any of the other shit that's out there, because that's all the rest of that shit's bad news.
Well, the irony is that alcohol is legal, but people drink and drive. It's like it makes no sense.
I don't get it. So and even with alcohol, it's just like you're young, you understand, but you make mistakes, but learn from them for the love of God.
Yeah,
it's just that's part of it.
Yeah. This is true. So how was the crowd last night at Knitting Factory? I've been there before, and it's gotten pretty crazy.
It was awesome. I mean, apparently it was streamed live. I didn't know that. So it's
cool.
kind of a good thing to not know. That way you're not worried about it.
Yeah,
but,
you think you would have been more nervous?
Well, I don't know about. I think I would have been more nitpicky about how I'm playing. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'd rather not know. But it was a good crowd though. It was a good time. They were, loud and obnoxious as always. Not obnoxious in a bad way, but that's the way we like it. No, in a good way. So, yeah. But no, the show was killer. All the bands in this tour are awesome anyway. So I mean, it's just solid lineup, and I think everybody was. It always seems like by the end of the night, I can't blame them because I watched Miss May play, and after the burial, and they just go nuts for him, and then when they get to us, they're just like. Let's do it one more time. So it's still worth it though. They still get into it. So the crowd last night was awesome. The crowd's been awesome every night. So
that's really cool. So I noticed one of the things that you guys do merch wise, which is a little different, is you have flannels. Do you want to go ahead and explain why?
Well, we are Southern boys, and flannel is
a big
why. Flannel is a big. I guess it's in our wardrobe a lot. But I mean, it's also
the flannel.
Yeah, obviously, really funny, right? Ironic.
But that's awesome.
No, I personally, if I were going to see a band and it was reasonably priced and it wasn't anything outrageous, as far as the logo on it and everything, flannel, that's a good idea. I think it's just, well, I haven't seen a lot of that at all. So yeah, we did the flannel. It's just something we hadn't done before, and everybody likes flannels. I feel like it's just, if it's a little too chilly, but it's too hot to put on a jacket, you get flannel.
Exactly.
Good to go. So
yeah, I'm a fan of flannel and booty shorts. So
you usually have booty shorts, but not right now. So
damn it! I was so looking forward to getting one.
I'm sorry. I think we do have girl shirts though, so I think you're in luck.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time. If you want to go ahead and give a shout out to your fans, or go ahead and say your message and let people know what's going on with you and what to expect from Whitechapel.
I feel like it's typical to always say it, but I feel like it needs to be said every time. To our fans, thank you so much for always supporting us, and we'll continue to support you guys too. And we're not mean, angry people, so always feel free to come and talk to us. We'll see you guys in the future and next time around.
Awesome. And this is Capital Chaos.
Hello, this is Ben from Asking Alexandria, and you're watching Capital Chaos.